Okay friends, today we will discuss about preparation of history and polity for the UPSC exam for NDA, Naval Academy and CDS. The basis of your studies has to be the NCERT textbooks for class 11 and 12. That is the foundation on which the complete studies have to be built up. Now we will discuss the topics that are covered in history. The history starts with ancient time, which is prehistoric time, covering the Paleolithic, Neolithic and all these ages, which covers it in very short, just the time period, how is a age classified and what were the professions of people of that time. From there, it starts with Indus Valley civilization. In Indus Valley civilization, it covers the time period, the extent in which the civilization was spread over, the social life, religious life, the town planning, which includes the important things like great bath, the granaries, various ports that they had, and then their economic life, which also includes their trade with other civilizations. The Indus Valley civilization is followed by Vedic period. Vedic period is mainly covered into two parts. The first part is Rigved, which is the oldest one, which covers about the Rigved per se as to what all important features it had and also the social life of that period. And the second part basically covers the remaining three, the newer three Vedas and the social and religious life of people of that time. From there, after that it covers Buddhism and Jainism, in which the personal life of Gautam Buddha and Vardhaman Mahavir is covered in short, and it also covers the literature of both the religions and the various councils that they had. It also covers their basic tenets. The two religions are then followed by the Mahajanapadas. The ancient India was divided into 16 Mahajanapadas. Important of them is Magad, Avanti and some other. It starts then with Magad and the invasion of Alexander to India, which resulted in the establishment of Maurya dynasty. The Maurya dynasty is followed by Guptas and other dynasties. Then it covers the Sangama dynasties of south and then North Indian dynasties, which are basically the 5 Rajput dynasties. This is followed by the culture, literature and the architecture of this period. Students must make notes where they make a note of various literary works and their creators, the buildings or the architectural marvels and their creators and what they are and what is the time period. These are important questions that get asked during the UPSC written exam. When the Rajput kingdom started fading and the first Arab-Turk invasion took place in Sindh in the 8th century, that is where we move from ancient history into medieval history. The medieval history initially covers the initial Turk and Arab invasions, Muhammad bin Qasim being the first one of them, and then how they spread towards east and south. After that, it covers the first battle of Panipat and how the Mughal dynasty started. After covering Mughal dynasty, it comes to the Suri dynasty, and from there it goes to the other southern dynasties, mainly the Marathas, where it goes up to Peshwas and the end of Maratha dynasty. This period also after that is covered in its literature, architecture, culture, arts and all these things, and the important personalities and important buildings of this are to be studied and remembered by the students as questions do figure from this. This is where the medieval history ends and we start with modern history. The first part of modern history is the advent of Europeans. How the Europeans, starting from British, then French, rather the French, Portuguese and British, how they came to India and how slowly they spread their empire. It covers Anglo-Maratha, Anglo-Sikh, Anglo-Mysore, all these battles, and also Anglo-Gorkha battles. From there, after the establishment of British rule, which we can say as 1757 Battle of Plassey, then it covers various important events of British rule, all the Governor Generals of Bengal, which further got converted to Governor General of India, and after 1857 Battle of Independence, it got converted into Viceroy of India. So, the time periods of various Governor Generals and Viceroys are important. The students need to remember as to what all changes, what all new laws and rules were brought in by various Governor Generals and Viceroys. The 1857 Battle of Independence is covered in short during this period. After that, it starts with the national struggle for freedom and covering starting from the Swadeshi movement, which started because of 1905 partition of Bengal, and from there it starts. It gives us about the Indian National Socialist Army of Chandrasekhar Azad and Bhagat Singh and various other important movements that took place for independence of India. It also gives to us the various rules and regulations and various acts that were brought in British and how they were opposed by Indians. And the modern history finally culminates on 15th August 1947 when we got the independence. History also has a small but important part, which is world history. World history also starts at ancient times with the Egyptian and Mesopotamian civilization. From there it comes into the Renaissance in Europe, then the French and Russian Revolution, World War I, World War II, and it continues and finally terminates at the Gulf War 2003, where the USA had attacked Iraq. This is the general and broad history syllabus of history. It also includes Sufi and Bhakti movements in medieval period, and it has a small table giving us out about various armed rebellions which took place during India's fight for independence. Now from here we will discuss polity, as polity flows from history. Polity firstly covers various developments that took place before forming of constitution. It starts with various laws that Britishers brought in, the charter law, the charter acts that Britishers brought in after every 20 years, and finally go up to the Government of India Act 1935, which has a very important part to play in formation of India's constitution. After this, it covers the framing of constitution, the various subcommittees that were there in the constitution. Then it covers the constitution per se, which includes various sections of the constitution, various articles of constitution, the important articles of the constitution, and also the amendments that have been brought in to the constitution. From constitution, then we move on to the administrative setup. Firstly, at the central government, which starts with the head of the state, that is the president, the vice president, the prime minister, the council of ministers, parliament. After that, it covers the constitutional bodies like adjutant, attorney general, CAG, election commission, etc., and some extra constitutional bodies like NHRC. After covering this, it covers all these things which are similar at state level. And after covering all this, there is a small chapter on Human Rights Commission, on human rights and International Declaration of Human Rights. This is the general outline portion of polity. The important aspects in these are the various subcommittees of constitution, the sections of constitution, formation of various states of India which had to be done by bringing in amendments to the constitution. Then important constitutional amendments. The qualification for a person to hold a particular appointment, like to be president, to be prime minister, then their duties and their rights, their powers, these all are covered. These are covered for state in the same manner as they are covered in central government. This is where the political science or polity as we call it gets terminated. The most important thing the students must remember is that the basis for your studies should be the NCERT books of class 11 and 12. That is the foundation that the students must make. It should be a strong foundation on which we construct the building. The basis is NCERT, because NCERT is taken as the final authority for the syllabus. With this, I conclude this small presentation to you about the syllabus of History and Polity for preparation of History and Polity for UPSC exam, for National Defence Academy and Naval Academy exam, and the CDS exam. Jai Hind.